Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Gutenberg printing press. Now, the Gutenberg printing press is so important because it was the first Western printing press, and it also gave us our first printed Bibles in Latin in the early 1450s. Now, before that time, all books had to be written by hand by scribes and scriptoriums, and to handwrite one Bible could take up to 3 years to complete, averaging a page about every 2 days. But keep in mind, this is before the times of erasers and whiteouts, so even if you messed up in the last sentence, you'd have to pull up your page, toss it out, and start all over again. Talk about hand cramps. Because of this, there was only about 100,000 books in total in the Western world at this time, which could very easily fit inside one of our public libraries today. Now, when the printing press came along in the 1450s, things changed drastically. In the same amount of time it took to handwrite one Bible, the press could print 180 of them. Because of this, in just 50 years, we grew from that measly 100,000 books all the way up to 1.1 million. Once again, just 50 years. Now, how would a press like this work? Well, the first thing you'd want to do is pull out this drawer called the casket. On the inside is the galley where you would set up your type. Now, to set up one page could take 6 to 8 hours to do because of the movable type. With movable type, this means every single letter, bit of punctuation, has its own itty-bitty piece of type that you set one by one in Latin backwards. So, a bit of a task. Now, once that page was complete, you could go ahead and apply your ink. Gutenberg's ink was actually the world's first smudge-resistant ink and a top-secret recipe at the time. Today we know linseed oil, turpentine, and carbon are some of the key ingredients. Now, to apply this ink, you would take these ink blotters here. You would dip them in, roll them together like this, then blot on top of your type. I like to use a later invention that came along a couple hundred years after, which is the ink roller. So I'll take this, roll it in my ink, and then I'll roll my ink on top of our set type here to make sure it's nice and evenly coated. Now, once that's all done, we'll need our paper. And the paper would be kept inside of an apparatus like this called a frisket. On the inside are many pieces of paper held together in the same place to help with consistency. Then I'll lay the frisket on top of the casket, then roll the casket underneath our pressure point called the platen. And then we simply pull the lever. And when I do this, it works like a large stamp, pressing the page on top of the type, transferring the ink. So now, when I roll this out, we have 1 Samuel chapter 25 in Latin, just like you would see in a Gutenberg Bible. Now, of course, this looks a little bit plain now, but once all the Bibles were completed and sold to a family, that family could hire an artist to come in and illuminate their pages, which would mean they would add really beautiful border work and calligraphy in colored ink. Because this is all personalized, all 180 Gutenberg Bibles are unique in their own way. Now, there's only about 50 left today, and under 20 are full Bibles. You're lucky just to find a page or a few pages sewn together. We are very lucky to have a page of a Gutenberg Bible upstairs on the 4th floor, and if you're interested in seeing a whole one, here in town, there is a full Gutenberg Bible on display at the Library of Congress, so keep that in mind as well. Now, is there any questions I can answer for you all? No? Well, thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you learned something new. And if any questions do arise, feel free to come back and see me. Have a great day, everyone.